The Galactic Council chamber was one of the largest rooms in the known universe. It was a ring-shaped hall of white metal and floating crystal lights. Leaders from hundreds of alien worlds sat in curved rows, speaking in deep voices, soft clicks, sharp hisses, and robotic echoes. Today the chamber was full, every seat taken, every light glowing bright. Something big had brought them together. At the center of the room stood Commander Velrath, a tall, dark blue alien with 4 eyes and silver armor. He was not usually nervous, but today his hands shook as he activated the holoscreen behind him. "Members of the council," Velrath said, "I bring a warning. A new threat. A very strange threat." Many council members laughed softly. A tall insect-like leader tapped his claws and said, "Your sector always has a problem. What is it this time? A pirate? A beast? A strange storm?" Velrath shook his head. "No. Something worse." Another alien snorted. "Do not tell us it is a human." This time the laughter grew loud. In the galactic community, humans were seen as small, emotional, and weak. Their home planet, Earth, was far away on the edge of space and had very little power. No one feared humans. But Velrath did not laugh. He pressed a button. The holoscreen lit up with a massive spaceship burning in flames. A Dreadnought-class warship, destroyed so badly that even the steel bones of the ship were bent and twisted. The chamber became silent. Dreadnoughts were not easy to break. Entire fleets sometimes failed to destroy one. "Who attacked this vessel?" a council member asked with wide, glowing eyes. Velrath answered in a low voice, "One human." The laughter did not return. Instead, some aliens looked confused. A few leaned back in disbelief. Others whispered to each other. Velrath continued. "This human is named Marcus Hale. He has been seen in 7 star systems in the last 3 weeks. Each time, he appears out of nowhere. Each time, he defeats enemies far stronger than him. Pirates. Warlords. Smugglers. He even took down the Red Serpent Gang alone." Gasps filled the room. The Red Serpent Gang had terrorized worlds for 30 years. Armies failed to stop them. A drone-like council member buzzed loudly, "Impossible. Humans do not have that kind of power." Velrath's voice grew sharper. "I would not believe it myself, but we have holo footage." He played the next recording. A group of armored alien mercenaries fired plasma rifles at a lone figure. The human, Marcus, sprinted across the battlefield with speed that looked unreal. He slid under beams of light, jumped over explosions, and disabled the mercenaries one by one. He moved like someone who had trained his whole life for war. He fought with no fear, no pause, no weakness. Then the screen showed Marcus standing alone in a smoking field of metal and fire. He looked tired, but alive. A normal human would be dead many times over. More murmurs ran through the chamber. Where does he get this strength? No human can move like that. Is he modified? Is he a weapon made by Earth? Velrath did not answer. Instead, he showed the next image. A pirate battleship. Split cleanly in half. One council member rose from his seat. "Commander, this is a joke. It must be fake." Velrath slowly stepped aside, revealing something sitting on a floating platform, a piece of the pirate ship's hull, brought from the battle site. Burn marks, deep cuts, and crushed steel proved the fight was real. "This is no joke," Velrath said. For a moment, no one spoke. Then the council leader, a massive creature with stone-like skin, asked, "What does this human want?" Velrath hesitated. "We do not know. He never speaks. He does not ask for money, land, ships, or power. He destroys enemies who threaten Earth or cause suffering. Then he disappears." A thin reptile-like alien squinted. "He sounds more like a vigilante than a threat." Velrath nodded. "Perhaps. But his actions grow more dangerous. Whole fleets go down. Entire gangs vanish. If this continues, he may create chaos across the galaxy. The council leader's voice rumbled like thunder. Then he must be found. Velrath opened a file. We tried. We sent hunters, spies, and drones. None returned. We tracked him once, only once, to an abandoned moon. We found a ruined dreadnought there. He pressed a button. The holoscreen showed the dreadnought again, but this time zoomed in on something carved into the metal near the main door. A message scratched by hand. A human hand. 4 simple words. I told you to leave Earth alone. The chamber froze. The message was not angry. It was not loud. It was calm. Calm in a way that scared the council more than any threat. Because it meant Marcus Hale was not done. A cold silence fell over the entire room. The council leader spoke at last. Begin the hunt. Send the best trackers from every world. This human must be stopped before he brings greater danger. Velrath whispered, I fear it may already be too late. He switched the screen to the final recording, a blurry clip of Marcus walking through a burning hangar, smoke rising behind him. His steps were slow. His suit damaged. But he kept moving, unstoppable. The recording ended. But the fear in the room continued. The galaxy had mocked humans for centuries. Now one human was making them afraid. And no one knew where he would strike next. Far from the bright halls of the Galactic Council, on a quiet corner of the Milky Way, there sat a small blue planet known as Earth. It looked peaceful from space. Blue oceans, white clouds, green forests. Anyone who saw the planet would think it was harmless, too soft, too slow, too weak for the dangers of the greater galaxy. Marcus Hale once believed that too. Before the galaxy learned his name, before he became a shadow feared across star systems, Marcus was just a man. A simple human with simple dreams. He grew up in a small town near the mountains. He liked fixing things, broken radios, old engines, damaged farming tools. He liked machines because machines made sense. People were harder. People lied, changed, and broke each other's hearts. Machines only broke when something real happened. Marcus worked as an engineer for a cargo station near Earth's orbit. His life was normal. Quiet. He had a wife named Lena, soft-spoken and kind, and a little daughter named Emily, who loved to draw stars on every wall she could find. Sometimes Marcus would smile and say, maybe one day, we'll go see real stars together. He thought he had years to do that. He was wrong. One cold night, everything changed. An alien raiding fleet entered Earth's sector. They were not from the Council. They were criminals known as the Varkan Raiders, a group that hunted weak planets with no space defenses. Earth was one of their easiest targets. They took resources. They took people. They took lives. Marcus was on the cargo station when the alarm sounded. Red lights flashed. Radios screamed. Then a giant shockwave hit the side of the station, and Marcus fell to the floor as metal screamed and cracked around him. He tried to contact Lena. No answer. He tried again. No answer. He ran to a shuttle and launched toward Earth. Smoke covered the sky. Fires burned in the cities. Ships flew overhead. He rushed to his town, heart racing, hands shaking. What he found broke him. His home was gone. His town was ash and dust. And when he found the remains of the small shelter where people had tried to hide, he fell to his knees. Lena. Emily. Gone. That day, something inside Marcus shattered. For weeks, he barely spoke. He stared at the burned land. He fixed nothing. He slept little. He ate only when someone forced him. Finally, when he could not cry anymore, he stood up. He looked at the sky, the same sky where the raiders had come from, and he said one quiet sentence. Never again. Marcus searched for answers. He wanted to understand why the raiders had attacked. Why Earth had no defenses. Why no one came to help? Why the galaxy ignored them? He found many ugly truths. Earth was too far, too weak, too unimportant. The Council knew of many raider attacks but did nothing. To them, Earth was primitive and not worth protecting. Marcus felt anger burn inside him. He could not bring his family back. But he could stop other families from suffering the same fate. That was when he discovered a program hidden deep within Earth's military research. A secret training project called Project Ascend. The goal was simple: create humans capable of surviving alien threats. But most candidates failed the training. It was too hard, too painful, too intense. Bodies broke. Minds cracked. Some people died. Marcus did not care. He volunteered. They warned him. This program is not meant for grief. The training could kill you. You may not come out the same. Marcus only said, "I'm not the same already." And so his new life began. For years, Marcus trained. Body, mind, reflex, focus, everything was pushed far beyond normal limits. The training was not about strength alone. It was about precision. Awareness. Endurance. Most humans quit on the first day. Marcus did not. He ran until his legs gave out. He fought until his fists bled. He studied alien technology until he could build weapons blindfolded. He learned to use every tool, every trick, every shadow. But the most dangerous part of Project Ascend was the exposure trials. The human body was placed inside extreme environments: heat, cold, pressure, radiation, slowly training the body to survive where normal humans would die. Marcus did not die. He adapted. The scientists called his progress unbelievable. Marcus called it not enough. He wanted more. He learned to pilot alien ships. To hack alien systems. To fight in zero gravity. To track enemies across worlds. To survive alone for months in deep space with almost no food or oxygen. He became something no one expected. A human built for a galaxy that never cared about humans. Finally, after many years, Project Ascend was shut down. Too costly. Too dangerous. Too many failures. Marcus was the only full graduate. And the program was erased. But Marcus never stopped. He took everything he learned and left Earth quietly. No ceremony. No goodbye. No one understood what he planned to do. He did not plan to explain. Marcus went into the galaxy alone, searching for raiders, slavers, corrupt leaders, anyone who preyed on the weak. He found them. And he destroyed them. Not for glory. Not for fame. Not for fear. But because every time he stopped a warlord, he saw a little girl who would live longer. Every time he destroyed a raider ship, he saved a family he would never meet. Every time he fought, he made sure no other father would kneel in the ashes the way he did. Rumors about him began to spread. Some said he was made of metal. Some said he was a ghost. Some said he could not die. But Marcus did not care about rumors. He only cared about justice. Justice for Earth. Justice for the weak. Justice for the family he lost. The galaxy called him many names. But the one name he answered to was Marcus Hale. The human nobody expected. The human the galaxy would soon fear. Word about Marcus Hale spread through the galaxy like fire through dry grass. At first, most people did not believe the stories. A human destroying pirate fleets? A human saving whole colonies alone? A human defeating warlords who had crushed armies? It sounded like a joke. But then the evidence began to pile up. A warlord in the Karen Belt, known for burning planets, was found tied to his own command chair with a message written above him. Stop hurting the weak. A slave ship holding 300 prisoners was discovered floating near a moon, its engines disabled but every lock opened from the inside. Prisoners told the same tale: a human had broken into the ship, shut down the guards, and led everyone to safety. On the surface of the frozen moon of Varan, a group of raiders found their entire base destroyed overnight. Cameras showed a shadow moving too fast for scanners, taking out guards without a sound. Only one audio recording was recovered. A deep voice saying, "Run." Some systems were terrified. Some were cheering. And some, the criminals, were planning revenge. But the most shocked group was the Galactic Council. They had never seen a human act like this. Humans were supposed to be weak, emotional, slow. They were not built for war in space. They were not supposed to be fast enough to dodge plasma, skilled enough to break alien tech, or brave enough to challenge whole syndicates. Yet Marcus Hale was doing all of that. The council held meeting after meeting, trying to understand what he wanted. But every theory failed. "He is trying to gain power," one leader claimed. "No," another replied. "He takes nothing from his victories. No money. No land. No ships. He must want revenge," a reptile-like member argued. "Then why does he save civilians and free slaves?" came a sharp reply. "It makes no sense." Their confusion only grew when they received reports from regular alien citizens. Many people liked Marcus. They admired him. They told stories of how he protected them from gangs, pirates, and corrupt officials. To the galaxy's poor and powerless, Marcus was a hero. To the council, he was a threat to order. To criminals, he was a nightmare. And to Marcus? He was not thinking about any of them. He only followed one path: stop anyone who harmed innocent people. As weeks passed, the council's attempts to stop him became desperate. First attempt, diplomacy fails. The council sent envoys to negotiate. They tried to offer him peace treaties, a place in the council, a formal role, anything that would make him stop acting alone. The envoy ship found Marcus on a deserted asteroid. They tried talking to him. Marcus listened patiently. Then he said one sentence: "I do not work with anyone who ignored Earth when it needed help." He walked away, and the envoys returned home with nothing. Second attempt, traps fail. The council then planned a trap. They leaked false information about a raider base hiding precious technology, hoping Marcus would come. He came. He saw the trap before stepping inside. Instead of entering, he disabled the entire facility's power grid with a single EMP burst, stole the council's stolen weapons, and left a short message scratched on a wall. "If you want to stop me, stop harming others." The council was embarrassed. The galaxy laughed at them. Marcus became even more popular. Third attempt, elite hunters fail. Enraged, the council sent their best hunters, 10 elite soldiers, each capable of defeating entire squads. They tracked Marcus to a quiet canyon on a lonely desert world. The hunters believed they had cornered him. They attacked together. But Marcus fought like a storm, fast, precise, unstoppable. His movements were clean, simple, efficient. He did not fight with anger. He fought with purpose. He did not kill the hunters, he only disarmed them and left them tied in a safe place. The hunters returned with the same message written on their armor: "Choose better leaders." This time, the council was not just embarrassed, they were furious. A galaxy divided. Across the stars, people began choosing sides. Poor colonies, miners, farmers, and refugees adored Marcus. They built murals of him on walls. They whispered his name like a legend. They told their children stories of the Human Storm, the Lone Shield, and the Earthbreaker. Criminal groups hated him. Prices for assassins went up. Syndicates stopped traveling near Earth's region. Some planets began asking Marcus for help directly. He never answered, but sometimes, he appeared anyway. Nobles and rich leaders feared him. His actions exposed their corruption. He broke into hidden fortresses, stole secret files, and released them to the public. People protested. Some leaders were removed. Marcus had become more than a man. He was a force. A force that could not be bought, fooled, trapped, or destroyed. The Council's dark realization. As chaos spread, one truth became clear to the Council: Marcus was causing instability. Old systems were breaking. Corruption was being exposed. Criminal empires were collapsing. People demanded change. The Council had controlled the galaxy for centuries. Now one human was shaking the foundations of their rule. The Council leader, a massive stone-skinned creature, finally said the words no one wanted to hear. "If we do not stop this human, he will change everything." And someone else whispered, "Maybe that is what the galaxy needs." But the Council did not want change. They wanted control. In the shadows of the chamber, a small group of powerful leaders exchanged secret glances. They were not just angry. They were afraid. Afraid that Marcus Hale was not alone. Afraid that other humans might rise like him. Afraid that the galaxy's weakest species might become a new force. And so the Council made a decision. A dark, dangerous decision. One that would change the galaxy forever. They would target Earth. Because they believed that if Earth was gone, Marcus Hale would break. They had no idea how wrong they were. They were about to learn why the galaxy should never underestimate a human. Deep inside the Galactic Council headquarters, behind sealed doors and guarded halls, a small group of powerful leaders gathered in a cold, dim chamber. Only a few lights glowed above them, forming a circle that barely touched the dark walls. These leaders were the ones who controlled the greatest secrets of the galaxy. They were the true force behind many Council decisions. And now, they were planning something terrible. Their voices were low, filled with anger and fear. "This human, Marcus Hale, he ruins everything," one said, his voice sharp like metal scraping stone. "He breaks our fleets," another growled. "He frees our slaves. He exposes our deals. He destroys our profits." "We must remove the root," whispered a tall alien with glowing red eyes. "We must remove Earth." The chamber fell silent. The word Earth echoed like a dangerous spark. A leader with silver skin frowned. "If we attack Earth openly, the Council will question us." "We will not attack openly," the red-eyed one replied. "We will make it look like a pirate invasion. Or a raid gone wrong. Something the Council can ignore." "And Marcus?" another asked. "If he tries to defend his home, we will trap him," the red-eyed leader said. "And end him." They all nodded slowly. A silent war had begun. A war Marcus Hale did not know about yet. Marcus finds the truth. While the Council's dark faction made their plans, Marcus was on a quiet moon called Lothran 6. The moon was covered in gray sand and black rocks. It was the kind of place criminals like to hide illegal data vaults. Marcus walked through an old bunker with a small device blinking in his hand. It was a stolen scanner that detected hidden energy signals. He had found this bunker after destroying a slaver ship 2 weeks earlier. The ship carried encrypted files mentioning Project Silent Night. Marcus wanted to know more. Inside the bunker, he broke through steel doors, avoided old traps, and powered up rusted terminals. Dust rose around him. Lights flickered. Then he found it. A data core with a Council symbol, and a second symbol behind it, carved in deep lines, the mark of the secret faction. Marcus plugged in a reader. Lines of alien text flashed before his eyes, translated by his device. At first the files showed normal Council business. But deeper inside, the truth came out. Secret taxes on weak planets. Hidden deals with criminal groups. Slave trades done off-record. Warlords paid to attack small colonies. Weapons sold to the highest bidder. And at the very end, a plan titled Operation Ashfall, Neutralize Human Resistance. Target, Earth. Marcus's breathing slowed. He scrolled further. Earth holds rare mineral pockets essential for Starcore fuel development. Earth remains politically weak. Human emotional response low threat, except Marcus Hale. Eliminate Marcus Hale first or draw him into final confrontation. Primary method, staged pirate attack to destroy Earth's defenses. Marcus's hands tightened. His heartbeat changed. The council was planning to wipe out his home. For resources. For profit. For control. He closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them with a look of cold fire. He whispered to the empty room. "You will not touch my world." The first move. Marcus didn't run. He acted. He hacked the data vault. He copied the files. He sent them to underground networks across the galaxy. He planted digital traps that would activate if anyone tried to delete the files. Then he destroyed the entire bunker with a timed charge and disappeared into space. Word spread fast. Whistleblowers received the evidence. Rebels shared it. Minor planets panicked. Criminal groups shut down their deals with the council. People realized their leaders were not leaders at all, but thieves wearing fancy armor. The Dark Faction was furious. Marcus had not only found their plan but exposed their corruption. Now they had to act faster. They sent fleets of disguised ships into deep space. They prepared weapons that could burn continents. They activated mercenary groups that would do anything for money. And worst of all, they set traps across space, mines, drones, assassins, just to stop Marcus before he could reach Earth. Marcus warns Earth. But Earth does not listen. Marcus headed straight for Earth on a stolen scout ship. The engines shook as he pushed them faster than they were designed to go. He knew he had little time. When he finally reached the communication range, he sent a message to Earth Command. Earth is in danger. A faction inside the council wants to start a false attack. They want to take control of the planet. The reply came with tired voices. Marcus Hale. We thought you disappeared years ago. No time. Listen to me, get the defense shields ready. Move civilians underground. Prepare. Marcus, another voice cut in, you've been acting alone. Many reports show violence. We cannot trust this claim without strong proof. I sent you the files. And most of them are coded in alien languages. Earth's translators cannot confirm their authenticity. Marcus felt a cold pain inside him. Not fear. Not sadness. Frustration. Please, he said softly. Prepare for attack. Even if you don't believe me. Your people, our people, will die if you do nothing. But Earth Command replied. We will review the files. Until then, stand down. Do not engage. Marcus closed the channel. He stared out at the quiet blue planet below. He whispered. I will protect you, even if you don't trust me. Silent shadows move in the dark. Meanwhile, the Council's Dark Faction pushed forward. They activated sleeper agents hidden across star systems. They sent coded messages to pirate lords. They flew massive battle carriers under false names. They lied to the Council, saying, we are simply increasing security. In truth, they were moving closer to Earth. Ready to strike. Ready to burn. Ready to end the planet that raised Marcus Hale. But they had made one mistake. They believed Marcus was only one man. They forgot what one human with a broken heart and a burning purpose could become. They forgot that Marcus Hale did not fear death. He feared failing the people he loved. And now, the hidden war around him was about to explode into the open. The Dark Faction had set their trap. But Marcus Hale was already coming for them. The darkness of space was quiet, cold, and endless, but that silence did not last long. Because a fleet was coming. Not a small patrol fleet. Not a group of raiders. A massive armada of ships, all flying false pirate flags, heading straight for one world. Earth. The Dark Faction of the Council had prepared everything. Their ships were coated with fake markings. Their codes were masked. Their paths were hidden from official scanners. To anyone watching from a distance, they looked like a giant pirate invasion force. The perfect lie. But Marcus Hale was not fooled. He sat inside the cockpit of a stolen stealth fighter, following at a safe distance. The fighter was small, old, dented, but fast. Its engines glowed bright blue as Marcus pushed them beyond safe levels. Inside, he stared at the enemy fleet on his radar. Hundreds of ships. Heavy cruisers. Torpedo destroyers. Frigates carrying troops. Command carriers armed with planetary burning beams. Their goal was clear: destroy Earth's defenses, kill millions, and then claim the planet as spoils of a false pirate attack. Marcus tightened his gloves. His heart did not race. His hands did not shake. He simply whispered, "Not this time." The first strike. Marcus reached the edges of Earth's orbit. Defense satellites were waking up slowly, blinking with confusion as they saw the pirate fleet approaching. Earth Command still didn't believe Marcus fully. They had raised some shields, but not enough. They had activated only half their weapons. They still thought this might be a misunderstanding. They were wrong. The pirate fleet opened fire. Red plasma lit the darkness. Hundreds of beams shot forward, tearing through empty space toward Earth. Marcus acted instantly. He dove into the attack path, flying straight into the storm. His tiny fighter spun, rolled, dipped, then shot upward like a sonic arrow. Plasma fire barely missed him. Some blasts hit his shields, shaking the cockpit hard. Warning lights flashed. Heat climbed. But Marcus didn't slow down. He aimed for the lead destroyer, a tall, black iron ship with spikes on its hull. He fired. One shot. A small device, an EMP torpedo, hit the destroyer's engine core. The destroyer's lights flickered. Its shields died. A second later, the entire ship collapsed like a dying star. Earth's satellites saw it. Earth Command gasped. Who had done that? Marcus Hale. And it was only the beginning. Earth finally realizes the truth. When the first enemy ship exploded, Earth Command understood instantly. Marcus was right. This is a real attack. All units prepare for war. Shields to full power. Evacuate cities now. Call every pilot, every soldier. Sirens screamed across Earth. Troops ran to stations. Civilians rushed underground. The planet woke up to a nightmare. But Marcus was already deep inside the war zone. He flew straight toward the center of the enemy fleet, weaving between artillery blasts like a ghost. He locked onto weapons pods, missile bays, radar towers, shield generators, destroying them one after another. Every second mattered. Every shot saved lives on Earth. But the enemy fleet was huge. Too huge for even one skilled pilot. Marcus knew that. He did not expect to survive this battle. But he would fight anyway. For Lena. For Emily. For Earth. Boarding the Beast. The largest ship in the fleet was the Crimson Crown, a monstrous command carrier bristling with weapons. It was the spearhead of the attack. If Marcus destroyed it, the rest of the fleet would fall into confusion. He aimed his fighter toward the ship's hull at top speed. Missiles chased him. Plasma blasts roared past his wings. But Marcus did not turn. He fired his last EMP burst at the Crown's shields, breaking a small hole. Then he flew straight through it and crashed into the hangar bay. Metal screamed. Sparks flew. His fighter slid across the floor and hit a wall, smoke rising from the nose. Marcus jumped out before the fire could spread. Enemy soldiers rushed toward him. He moved faster. A punch. A kick. A twist. A throw. Weapons fell from hands. Armor cracked. Soldiers dropped one after another. His training from Project Ascend showed in every movement. Fast. Controlled. Efficient. In minutes, the hangar was silent. Marcus grabbed a fallen soldier's weapon and ran toward the central lift. He knew exactly where to go, the bridge, where the faction leader controlled the fleet. The duel. The bridge doors slid open. Inside stood Archon Varek, the red-eyed leader of the dark faction, tall as a doorway, armored in black metal. His voice boomed across the chamber. "So the human arrives at last." Marcus raised the weapon. "You will not touch Earth." Varek laughed. "Earth is weak. Humans are weak. You fight like animals, loud and blind." Marcus dropped the stolen weapon. He stepped forward with empty hands. "I don't need guns." Varek growled and charged. The fight that followed shook the bridge. Varek's strength was brutal, each strike like a hammer. Marcus's moves were fast, controlled, almost silent. Blow after blow. Crash after crash. Metal shattered. Glass cracked. Fire burst from broken panels. Varek lifted Marcus by the throat, slamming him into a console. "You are nothing," Varek hissed. Marcus's voice was quiet, steady. "I am human." With one last surge of strength, he broke Varek's grip, twisted his arm, and sent the alien crashing into the command core, destroying the entire navigation system. Sparks exploded. The ship lurched. Alarms wailed. Varek collapsed. Marcus stood, bruised and bleeding, but unbroken. He pressed a control panel. "Earth Command," he said, voice weak but clear. "The crown is falling. Take the chance. Fight back." Earth Command answered with one loud reply. "All Earth defense units, push forward." The turning of the battle. With their command ship collapsing, the enemy fleet panicked. Their formations broke. Their communication systems froze. Earth's ships surged forward with everything they had. Fighters blasted through enemy lines. Cruisers fired powerful beams. Surface cannons on Earth shot into the sky. What had started as a hopeless attack turned into a desperate retreat. Marcus, limping, dragging himself back to the hangar, watched through a broken window as the ships began to flee. He whispered, "Lena. Emily. I kept my promise. A hero at the edge of death." Marcus reached the fighter he had crashed, but it was too damaged to fly. The Crimson Crown was falling toward Earth's atmosphere. Fire spread through the corridors. Smoke filled the air. Marcus was trapped. He leaned against a wall, breathing slowly, bleeding from several wounds. He knew he might not survive. But he did not regret anything. Because Earth lived. Because millions were safe. Because he had stopped the people who wanted to burn his world. He closed his eyes as the ship shook harder. The end felt close. But the story of Marcus Hale was not finished yet. Not even close. Part 6 would decide what the galaxy remembered. Silence covered the battlefield after the Great War ended. The sky above Earth was still full of smoke and broken metal. Ships floated like dead giants, their lights fading slowly. Among the ruins, one name echoed through every radio signal, every ship channel, and every alien report. Marcus Hale. The human storm. The Earthbreaker. But as the last enemy ship fell, Marcus himself was nowhere to be seen. Many had watched him destroy an entire armada. They had seen his small ship dance through fire and chaos like he already knew the enemy's moves before they happened. They had watched him board the command ship and fight the faction leader with a strength and will no normal human should have. They had seen him stand against monsters, weapons, and machines built to crush entire planets. But when the final explosion lit the sky, Marcus vanished. Only his ship's broken wing was found drifting near Earth's orbit. No body. No signal. No clue. Some believed he died saving Earth. Others believed he went into hiding. A few said he had become something more, something beyond human, a force that would return only when Earth was in danger again. But the truth was much simpler. Marcus survived. He was alive, but barely. The final battle had pushed his body to its limit. His suit was torn, his skin burned, and his muscles felt like they were tearing apart. When the command ship exploded, Marcus had used emergency thrusters to push himself into deep space. He had been found by a small transport ship from a neutral alien race. They knew his name, and they feared him. But they also respected him. They treated his wounds in silence, never asking questions, never making demands. When Marcus recovered enough to stand, he thanked them and left without telling them where he would go. He did not return to Earth. He could have. He could have gone home and become a hero, a leader, or even a legend to his own people. But Marcus knew something important: Earth was safe now, but it was also famous. Too famous. Every species in the galaxy now knew that one human had taken down a massive fleet alone. Many would fear Earth. Many would respect Earth. But some would want revenge. And Marcus did not want the danger to fall on his home again. So he disappeared into the stars. While Marcus traveled quietly between distant systems, the galaxy changed in ways he never expected. The Galactic Council, once confident and arrogant, now acted with great caution around humans. Before the war, humans were seen as weak, emotional beings with too much courage and too little logic. But after Marcus destroyed an armada, no one laughed at humans anymore. Representatives from Earth were invited to meetings they had never been welcome in before. Treaties that had been ignored for decades were now signed with respect. Trade offers increased. Alliances formed. And even enemies of Earth chose to step back and reconsider. Across the galaxy, stories about Marcus spread like wildfire. Some tales were true: that he fought pirates alone, that he saved colonies, that he broke warlords without mercy. Some tales were stretched: that he could outrun light, that he could smash ships with his bare hands, that he never slept and never felt fear. And some stories were completely impossible: that he was made of metal, that he was immortal, or that he had ancient alien blood in his veins. But no matter how strange the stories became, one message stayed the same. Never underestimate a human. Alien children told tales of the human storm, the warrior who could not be stopped. Bars on distant moons painted his face on their walls. Pilots named their ships after him. Even criminals whispered his name before doing anything stupid, like a warning: remember the Earthbreaker. He is watching. Of course, Marcus wasn't watching. He was just trying to stay hidden. He stayed away from major planets and kept to the edges of the galaxy. He lived quietly, fixing old engines, helping small outposts, and saving people only when he could not walk away. He did not want attention. He did not want fame. He only wanted peace. But peace never lasted long. One day, Marcus arrived on a small mining moon to buy supplies. As he walked through the quiet streets, he saw a young alien girl sitting alone beside a broken cargo loader. She looked afraid. When he asked what was wrong, she pointed at the sky. A ship full of raiders was descending toward the moon. Marcus could have run. He could have left the moon behind. He could have ignored the girl's fear. But Marcus Hale was still human. And humans did not walk away from danger. He stepped forward, tightening the straps on his gear. He wasn't the same as before: he was slower, his body was still weak, and his wounds still hurt. But he still had his mind. He still had his training. And he still had his heart. The raider ship landed hard, dust filling the air. Armed creatures stepped out, laughing and shouting. They told the miners to kneel. They demanded supplies, tools, and slaves. Marcus didn't speak. He simply moved. The fight was fast, brutal, and filled with the old fire he thought he had lost. And when the raiders fled, leaving their weapons behind, the miners stood in awe. "Who are you?" the girl asked softly. Marcus gave a small smile. "No one important," he said. But the miners knew better. They had seen the stories. They had heard the legends. And as Marcus walked away, they whispered to each other. "It's him. The Earthbreaker." Marcus continued his journey, drifting from world to world like a lonely guardian. He never stayed long. He never revealed his name. But wherever he went, danger faded. Pirates retreated. Warlords hesitated. And innocent people found hope. The galaxy had changed because of one human. And even though he tried to hide, his legend grew bigger every year. Some said he would return to Earth when the next great threat came. Some said he already watched the galaxy from the shadows. Some said he was more myth than man. But one thing was certain. The galaxy never laughed at Earth again.